I want to present the thoughts this fictional character named James Grider has about the Peeple app. It's like Yelp for human beings. Instead of leaving reviews for businesses, people leave reviews about other people they have met in the real world. And James Grider likes this app. Well, he should hate it, but he likes it in a sense that it's giving people a fucking wake-up call. Let's say if James Grider was to make a speech about the Peeple app, telling the world what he thinks, what would he say? In fact, James Grider has his own idea for how to enhance the Peeple app. So let's suffer listening to James Grider talk about the Peeple app.
Humanity wants a utopian existence, James said. I've seen that spoken by people. At the same time, right now, everybody hates the idea behind this app, because not only does it intrude on privacy like nothing else on the internet, it opens people up to bullying and abuse. This is exactly why humanity deserves this app. And a far more sinister version of it that I propose gets made. Because this will finally expose humanity's disgusting hypocrisy. Everybody has tolerated so much surveillance bullshit and forced others like myself to tolerate it as well. I should be allowed to live with privacy like it would be in the year 1990. If you infringe on that ideal of mine, then you deserve punishment. Now, why is everyone bitching about the Peeple app right now? Don't they see that concept is the exact proper step toward creating a crime-free utopia that everyone wishes for so much, where people are all nice and no one is ever a jerk? Everyone is held accountable for their actions and mistakes. If not in a court of law, then at least the court of public opinion. The Peeple app will hold those who are jerks accountable for being jerks. Many people are rude, unfriendly, incompetent, and now the public can put them in the right place they deserve to be until they change their act. Since the Peeple app allows you to write reviews of people and rate them, like you would a restaurant or another business on Yelp. Anyone can post a rating and an opinion about you, even without your knowledge. They can probably stick your name and photo up there for all the strangers to see, including an opinion of you as a person and a rating, like maybe a star rating or a 1 to 10 scale rating, I don't know. Then you can be publicly searched up by other users on Peeple. Now, everyone has a platform to easily and publicly expose their impressions of people they have met and people they know. This makes the Peeple app a perfect tool for employers to decide which job applicants they should hire. The manager of a business can go to the Peeple app and search up the names of all the applicants. Then he will see what kind of reviews other people have left about each applicant. Let's say you're one of those applicants and your friends have written that you're prone to depression and have difficulty working with others. Now maybe during your job interview you made a different impression because, like many others, you will put on a false persona during the interview to increase your chances of being hired. Well, your friends and family members and everyone else you met, they know the truth about you. Maybe you can get away with hiding this truth during your job interview, but you can't hide it from the Peeple app. You see, the Peeple app becomes a perfect screening tool. You get to decide if this person is worth being friends with when you meet them, if this person is worth dating. Are they worth hanging out and associating with? Are they worth hiring or accepting for any other tasks? Are they worth trusting? So you better spend every minute of your life making a good impression on others, even on your relatives, in the privacy of your household. Because if you upset somebody, just know they could write something about you on the Peeple app that might not represent you in a way you wish to be seen if you want success in life. Now, the Peeple app needs to be expanded upon, and here's the attribute I propose that should be added. Right now, facial recognition technology is not entirely flawless, but that's okay. It can be perfected in the near future. What we need is a capability to take anyone's face in a photograph and be able to upload it to the Peeple web server. Anyone can then tag that photograph with a name and other personally identifiable information, including reviews of this person. So your friend, family member, or lover could post your profile up there, including your name and address and a picture of you. But let's say I have a picture of a stranger, and I want to find out who this person is. Whenever I take out my smartphone and start filming strangers passing me by on the streets, or taking photos of them, or maybe I have a CCTV cam that records faces of all those who come and go at my business establishment, I can freeze frame those face images and then using a facial recognition algorithm find their Facebook and Peeple profiles. Basically, you get an FBI-style database of people that anyone in the world can access, and it's actually more thorough than anything the government has on you. The government might never know that you kicked your dog last week in anger, but a friend who saw you do that will, and he'll write that you are an animal abuser in his Peeple review of you. The Peeple app should also allow others to attach any videos or photos relevant to you or that are featuring you. Then it should have a facial recognition algorithm that will match faces of anyone you filmed or photographed to the collection of faces uploaded to Peeple. So you snap a pic of a stranger on the street, and if their photo with their face is on the Peeple servers, facial recognition will match it and spit out a name which will include ratings and reviews of this person by those who know them. I really think the Peeple app needs facial recognition integrated into it. This is the best way to achieve utopia. So much suffering is caused in life by people who are selfish, rude jerks, and who can't perform to 100% in their tasks and duties. You ever experience trouble with a slow clerk at a convenience store, or a rude taxi cab driver? Just small inconveniences where an employee isn't performing at their job as effectively as you have the right to expect of them. Well, that's likely because a human being with an inferior personality slipped through the system and was hired. Someone prone to depression or ADD will have a compromised attention span and concentration. Someone prone to anger because their brain was wired this way from birth will very likely not be a good employee either. If you're shy, likewise, you might not provide the best service. So the Peeple app will be a perfect screening tool by which employers can decide which job applicant to hire. If you're rated as shy and depressed by the people you know, you're probably not a good candidate for hire. See how far it will get you now to fake a positive personality during a job interview. You cannot hide the truth from the internet and surveillance cameras. Everyone will be exposed for who they are on the Peeple app. Society hates liars and cheaters and incompetents. Internet will expose these people for who they are through this revolutionary new app. Isn't that what society always wanted? Honesty, truth, that only the best people perform the jobs that allow society to function? Well, here's a perfect tool for that. You can use it as a mild form of eugenics to eliminate the weak from holding positions in society for which they're not fully fit. So you're prone to depression, and you can no longer hide it. You can no longer hide it to try to obtain a job, because everyone online will have a place to talk about how emotionally pathetic you are. Well, you better treat your fucking depression then. and strive to change and make an awesome impression on the world to bump up your ratings. This way, when your employer looks at your Peeple profile, they will see, okay, they changed. They are a more reliable and dependable person now. Maybe I'll let them take the job. Oh, but you need money to cure your mental illness, which means getting a job first. Oh, but you can't get a job unless you cure your mental illness first. Tough shit, because everyone on the Peeple app says you're prone to depression. So you should become real fucking good at not exposing it, not even to your closest friends. Keep it bottled up more than ever if you want to avoid any conundrums in your existence. Keep all your negativity bottled up. Otherwise it will be leaked on the internet, through the Peeple app, and your boss and anyone can read it and know the truth about you. Then the boss could use this truth to decide whether to hire or fire you. At best, you'll be shamed and embarrassed. This way, only the best people in the world will be employed, with the weak weeded out. That way, none of us will have to complain of poor customer service again. People right now are concerned this app will be used to bully and stalk and harass people and write lies and defamation about people. They say kids and teenagers are especially vulnerable. How many kids will commit suicide because their friends have written bad things about them? Of course, you have to be 21 to be a Peeple app user. That's the agreement. That's the terms and conditions. But those under 21 will still end up making accounts, I'm sure, or somebody will put out a similar app with no age restrictions. Now this is where society shows its hypocritical side. Society wants everyone to function flawlessly, especially when in the service of society or a business. No one should make any mistakes. So, why are you concerned right now that some thin-skinned teenager who can't handle the bad comments left about them by a bully on the Peeple app might commit suicide? Why is that anyone who is under 18 who is prone to depression, society wishes them to survive? But if you're over 18 and depressed, society would then prefer you don't even have a job because you might provide poor customer service because of your mental illness, which puts you in abject poverty and only worsens your mental illness. I say let the kids get bullied and abused. This is what eugenics is about. Let the weak kill themselves off, if that's what they wish, so the strong can have their utopia. When people speak of utopia, they don't realize that to ultimately achieve utopia, you will have, in one way or another, do what Hitler and the Nazis did. If you want only those who perform their best to achieve success, then there must be a system to expose everyone's weaknesses. The internet is a perfect platform for that, and mass surveillance is a great tool to do it. Those who are close to you know you better than any boss or government agency does. They should have the responsibility to supply this information to the public. Society can't function if inferior people are doing all the jobs. Rudeness shouldn't be tolerated either. If you were rude, then you should answer to the public. You should know shame. You should be punished by having opportunities for success denied to you. Rudeness is a gateway to crime, just like the government said that marijuana is a gateway drug to harder drugs. So it must be brought to public attention that you are a jerk until you prove otherwise through the Peeple app. Think about it. Every criminal probably started on their path of crime by being rude to someone. Any husband who eventually murdered his wife, his animosity toward the woman very likely manifested first when he simply called her a bitch. Then after calling her a bitch, it got progressively worse and worse, and eventually he bashed her head in. Had someone exposed him calling her a bitch, society could have taken the appropriate action to punish this man, perhaps by having the boss deprive him of employment so he would learn a lesson and become a better man instead of a killer. Except it doesn't work that way. Those who are marginalized and disenfranchised and emotionally unstable, they will destabilize even further from public harassment on the Peeple app and end up an even greater failure. They will not know shame. They will not sit there and try to cure themselves so they can regain employment and friends as society expects. They might commit suicide, or even better, since it seems so wasteful to just kill only your own self. More and more of these people will obtain guns and go out committing mass shootings. If society wishes to publicly rate people and ensure that only the best thrive, while the inferior wallow in misery, then it better create a system that doesn't allow the inferior to fight back in any way. Hitler had a good method. Society should start there. Everyone is so upset by the Peeple app right now, which is finally exposing society's hypocrisy. That's why we need a beefed-up Peeple app with facial recognition. Anyone whose face is caught on my cell phone camera, I should be able to tag that face and see what other pieces of online media that face appears in through facial recognition. No more living in luxury that your mistakes will be forgotten, that your mistreatment of others behind closed doors will be a secret. Now the internet will open up everyone to be judged by the public through the Peeple app. You're no different than a business establishment like a hotel or a restaurant. You can either get a 1-star or a 5-star as a person. And if I was a boss who wanted to hire the best people, I would definitely check out the job applicants to see what Peeple users have to say about them.
The makers of the app say they will have all sorts of anti-bullying safeguards. Well, so does YouTube. Yet look what Charles Woodson got away with doing to me. And in fact, YouTube actually helped him out in his crusade against me. So much for YouTube's harsh anti-bullying policies, and these bitches think that somehow it will work out on their Peeple app though.